I'm Tracy Baxter with today's Record Newswatch. It could get rough out there later today. More heavy rain and wind gusts of up to 50 miles an hour are in the forecast. And the conditions have prompted the National Weather Service to issue a tornado watch this evening for Orange and Sullivan counties. Showers and thunderstorms should stick around overnight with 1 to 2 inches of additional rainfall possible. There is better weather ahead. Details coming up in the forecast in just a few minutes. What to do with Valley View and the Orange County Government Center? While the county legislature remains undecided, not so the Orange County Democratic Alliance and its spokesman Michael Sussman, who pressed the alliance's position favoring keeping the Valley View nursing home in county hands and preserving and repairing the government center. During today's Goshen news conference, Sussman said action must be taken to protect the closed government center building, then renovate it to conform to future needs. And he says there's no public support for closing or privatizing the county's Valley View nursing home. Instead, the Democratic Alliance is pushing for new management and improved programs for residents. And while blaming County Executive Ed Diana for a lack of leadership, Sussman and other alliance members called on the legislature to take action and move forward.
We have a lot of other things to do in this county, and we're stuck on these issues because we have a lack of leadership. That's the major point we're making here today, and we need to remedy that. And the legislators have to step up. It's enough talk, it's enough studying. Let's get moving with a clear direction on these two. The county executive should be iced out. He really should have no further to say. Any person who can't put his arm up and tell the truth before a legislative committee is as afraid, and his lawyers are afraid he's going to be prosecuted for perjury before he even testifies, why should we listen to anything he has to say? I don't understand that. I mean, if that's your fear and you're the county executive, to me you should surrender your office. You have no further mantle, no pedestal to lead.
The news conference also featured a statement from retired architect Harvey Berg of Blooming Grove, who accused the county administration of deliberately sabotaging any attempts to properly repair the government center as part of their plan to push for construction of a new building. Reporter Nathan Brown will have a complete report on today's news conference, plus reaction here at Record Online and in tomorrow's Times-Herald Record. The current amount of affordable housing here in the Hudson Valley falls well short of meeting the ever-growing need. That was one of the conclusions coming out of a state of housing study released today by Hudson Valley Pattern for Progress. Pattern officials say more affordable housing units will have to be constructed in the region, especially in light of projections that our senior citizen 65 and over population is expected to increase by 74% between the years 2020 and 2030. While outlining the rising need for more affordable housing units, the Pattern for Progress study also concluded that what's adding to the housing crisis here in the Hudson Valley is the reality that wages aren't keeping up with rising rental costs. Reporter James Walsh will crunch the numbers and provide analysis here at Record Online and in tomorrow's Times-Herald Record. It had once been a popular eating and drinking establishment in the section of Port Jervis known as the Acre. Today, the former Gino's restaurant building was reduced to rubble. Its demolition, part of a $6 million project that Orange and Rockland Utilities has undertaken to remove 5,400 cubic yards of coal tar impacted soil from what once was the site of a manufactured gas plant owned by a predecessor of O&R that closed back in 1958. Orange and Rockland had purchased the Gino's building on Pike Street to aid in the site cleanup. The entire coal tar contamination soil removal project is expected to take 6 to 8 months. He had pleaded guilty in Sullivan County Court to rape and criminal sexual act for sexually assaulting 2 young girls in his town of Mamakating home. He faces 17 years in prison. Today, 67-year-old Herbert Ploschke pleaded guilty in Orange County Court to sexually abusing the same 2 girls in the town of Deer Park. Ploschke today pleaded guilty to the charges of first-degree criminal sexual act and felony sexual abuse for those Orange County incidents. When he is sentenced in Goshen, he's expected to receive another 17-year sentence that will run concurrently with the Sullivan sentence. Ploschke remains in Sullivan County Jail. The criminal cases connected to a fatal stabbing in a Middletown motel 2 years ago have all now been disposed of, now that Abashir Calderon has pleaded guilty to first-degree manslaughter. The 35-year-old Middletown man admitted his role in the robbery and killing of Heriberto Ayala in his residence in Gino's Motel back in 2010. As part of the plea arrangement, Calderon is expected to get a 20-year prison sentence. So will Charles Dolson of Newburgh, who pleaded guilty to manslaughter last week. A third man, Ollie Dolson of New Hampton, is expected to receive a 16-year sentence for his guilty plea to a first-degree robbery charge. All three will be sentenced October 22nd. The trio forced their way into the motel room, attacking Ayala and his wife, and they then left with jewelry and drugs. Republican incumbent Hudson Valley Congresswoman Nan Hayworth is in the driver's seat in her run for re-election, if a poll out today is accurate. According to the Siena Research Institute, Hayworth leads Democrat challenger Sean Patrick Maloney by 13 percentage points, 46 to 33%, in the race for the newly reconfigured 18th District congressional seat. Hayworth's lead was 40 to 34% in the Orange County section of the district. The survey was conducted last week by a telephone polling of more than 600 likely voters. Family members, along with their many friends, are mourning the passing of Olivia Nicole Beam, a young Middletown area girl and Pine Bush student who had inspired others during her courageous battle against paralysis. Olivia was 14 years old. She became paralyzed from the neck down at the age of 9, a mysterious paralysis that baffled doctors. But stories of Olivia's strong spirit and resolve warmed the hearts of community members and produced donations to help the Beam family and to aid in research. A celebration of Olivia's life will be held Thursday at 4:30 p.m. at the Christian Faith Family Fellowship Church in Middletown. Memorial contributions can be made to the Christopher and Dana Reeve Foundation. And they were casting away their sins from the past year. Members of Newburgh's Temple Beth Jacob congregation gathered at the Newburgh waterfront Monday afternoon to observe Talish by tossing pieces of bread into the river. Those of the Jewish faith were symbolically casting off the past year's sins. The tradition is part of the Rosh Hashanah observance that leads up to Yom Kippur, the Day of Atonement. You will see a marked improvement in our weather tomorrow. Wednesday will be partly cloudy and cooler, with the highs up around 70 degrees. Thursday will be mostly sunny and pleasant, with temperatures once again reaching the 70-degree range. Start your day with the news you need and the features you enjoy in tomorrow's Times Herald Record, and stay connected to breaking news anytime right here at Record Online. For Record Newswatch, I'm Tracy Baxter.